This morning, on this Thursday morning, we're at Carrickmines Repurposed station, now Luas station since October 2011, sorry 2010, and these are the this is the bridge here, Glendamuck Bridge, not the original bridge. We're in for a surprise in a few minutes, because I'll show you the ornate railing that was on the original bridge. So when they were constructing the Luas, they widened the road and they demolished the abutments of the bridge, and the kind of palisade railing they took down, and they put in a new wall there, as you can see, that's descending down to the roundabout. And so the station was purchased in the 60s under private ownership. Once the tracks were removed by 1960, this area kind of fell into disrepair, and the station was eventually brought into private ownership. Now, I don't know the actual status of it now. I think it's still private ownership, but it's a magnificent two-story building from 1854 for the building of the line. So we have this ramp here. Now, we did have a ramp originally, because it's quite evident in the Johnny Nobody. People that follow me on this channel, I've always gone on about the Johnny Nobody film, because it's a great thing to have. Filming took place in June 17 and 18, and you have a couple of minutes at Carrickmines, because the priest is on the run, Nigel Patrick, and the Garda car comes up at that railing there at the bridge, at the exit to this Luas station, and Nigel Patrick gets out of the train, hops over the Dublin South Eastern Railway footbridge, and the guards kind of chase after him. But you have the station was completely intact. The only difference was you only had one rail left. The up track was it the down track? I'm always mixing up the up and down, but the down track, I think it was this side, was already removed. Oh no, the other side was already moved. I get it right, Tom. And so anyway, let's walk down here. So it's quite a long ramp compared to its railway days, and yeah, it is under private ownership, this house. So they would have had gardens here where the tracks are now, the Luas tracks are now, and the waiting shelter was still here as well on this side. But in contrast to the Harcourt days, we went back 1958, so 66 years ago. I'll shut up for a second. Here's the Luas going heading towards Broombridge, I believe. But yeah, this was hardly ever used. This was reduced to a halt status, along with Slorgan and Milltown. They were very quiet stations in the latter years. What happened in the 1950s, it stopped. It just became strictly a suburban line. Now, upgrading was done. You know, they phased out the steam and they brought in AEC rail cars. But between car ownership and that was impacting, and bus competition was very impacting as well, especially on the races. So here we have the first surprise. We have a telegraph pole. Let's zoom in there now. You can see the telegraph pole there at the top there. Let's just work around here. That's quite a surprise. There you go. And the water tower, which is covered in ivy and all sorts. So the platform would have been beside it there. And so the kind of would have platform behind that fencing was the original platform. And the water tower, yeah, was used right up to the probably 54 for steam trains. It's quite a steep gradient. You're climbing up from Brideslen viaducts. You're climbing, and it doesn't peak until Kilmacud. You see the rock face just at Kilmacud there. It's kind of the peak of the gradients of the line. You can see the curvature of the line here. They had to alter it when they were putting down these tracks. And they started putting down the tracks, I think, around 2009, 2010, I believe. So anyway, let's come down here. So again, this is the actual alignment of the line. So just beyond the bridge, you have it curves over to the motorway. Over the motorway, there's a big bridge, and then the disused line goes on. and then you come to Brighton Wood where there's a lovely stone arch bridge, and then it's all overgrown right down to the car park where there's a highly recommended photograph exhibition of Foxrock station. So again, the thing about the Luas platforms are a lot lower than traditional platforms, quite a contrast. And also we have a car park down here. But let's go down to the end of this platform and we'll see something as a surprise to the end of this video. The other recommendation is the Jimmy O'Dee's photographic exhibition. He documented the line on the. Actually, there's a picture online of the last day of operations here, New Year's Eve 1958, and then of the lifting of the line. There's actually a train here with an old couple and probably their grandson observing the sadness of the line being lifted. And the grandson will probably be in his 70s now, so that would have been taken about 59. Let me get this right. So the Luas tracks are 4'7", and the traditional conventional heavy rail is 5'3". That's the difference. So you can see the tracks winding down. So this is the exact alignment, and for whatever reason they didn't. Let's just zoom in there on the tracks. There you go. They didn't go to the old complete alignment past Tully Gates, which is sad in itself. It's been a victim of antisocial behaviour. I've done videos there, and it's been a victim of antisocial behaviour over the years. And there was a fire in recent months. It's very sad. So this is the repurposed balustrade railing, ornate railing that was at the Glenamuck Bridge there. It's fantastic. That was at the bridge. And let me see, what do we have here? Iron Foundries, Blackhall Place, Dublin. Courtney and Stevens. Look that up and see what comes up on Google. Here's another train going southbound. But this fine stonework. It's lovely to have that. That's repurposed now from the bridge. Both sides of the bridge. So 1, 2, and this large section here. You can see it's split in the middle there. So there would have been 4 sections there. And the stonework as well. It's all repurposed. Wonderful. Wonderful that they did that. So we just see the Luas coming down. Driver saw me there. Maybe he's on my station to station. Please recommend station to station. I've taken away the comments, unfortunately. I had to take away some nasty comments a while ago, yeah, I know when people hit the like button they like it, and I appreciate that enormously. These aren't, I just have a Canon camera here at the moment. I did have my phone, but they weren't. I needed a stand for my phone. I will purchase one eventually, but this is adequate as well. So this is great. Well, as I was saying, going off on a tangent as usual, beyond the Tully Gates, there's trees there that you can see in the OD collection. Again, between OD and the Johnny Nobody film, there's a fantastic amount of pictures from Tully Gates, and it was a fine whitewashed 2-story building, the gatekeeper's house there. And there wasn't traditional level crossing, but you can see in, let's walk back up here. You can see in the Johnny Nobody film when Joe Lynch, this is 20 odd years before he became Dinny in Glenroe, Joe Lynch, and he plays an itinerant, a tinker in the film, and he drops off the Doesn't specify where, but indicates there is a stop at Tullygates, which there isn't. The priest hops on the train and gets into trouble. But you can see just traditional gates, so there's no level crossing. This is only a country lane. In contrast, now it's huge, enormous residential and commercial development taking place. Quite amazing. But we have this, and it should have been a lot better. Should have gone over Bride's Glen. It should have been a stop at the hospital. Blah blah blah. I keep going on about that ad nauseum. But maybe one day a Luas train will go over the tracks. It'll be fantastic to see it. Hopefully in the coming years. So I'll sign off now. Appreciate you watching this. Not everybody watches these videos, but they're just fun to make, and my love of the Harcourt Street line. Thanks again. Have a good day.